And so what is our autonomic nervous system? It's that part of us that does things for us without us having to do it. So our respiratory system, reproductive system, all of these are our heart rate, all of that is happening without us doing anything. We don't have to pay attention to breathing. Our body is doing it for us, which is so intelligent and what a gift, because if we had to manage all of that, we would have no room for anything else. The way I've put this is really in the most common way we look at nervous system from the perspective of what is our capacity for functioning in a range where we feel resilient and engaged and are able to manage life without feeling overwhelmed or shut down. Here, we're using the window of tolerance as the capacity, as I said, where we are kind of at what Pat Ogden says, optimal arousal zone. And she's the founder of sensory motor psychotherapy. You'll hear this referred to as in many different ways. People have co-opted that concept and they'll show the same window and it'll be called different things, but just I want to honor his terminology for it because he's the one who coined it. And what happens to us when we are not in that window of tolerance? What happens when something happens? And currently in life, there's a lot happening where our functioning level is not challenged. We have so much happening that we get stressed and then we get into stressful modes. Above that window is hyper-arousal. So at the top level of the window is we are in a sympathetic system. We are moving, we're acting, we're taking care of whatever needs to. And in a natural way, what would need to happen is that when that's done, like we go to work, we do our thing, we come back, we go into the bottom of that window and we can settle, and that is a parasympathetic state, which is where we rest and digest. So now we've had a day and we come back. But in our modern life, often what tends to happen is we don't have the time to rest and digest. And so we keep going at the top end, and then we burst out of that. And that's where we end up with the hypervigilance, the fight flight in its full mode, all of the things that I have on the slide there, where we're now getting into reactiveness, overwhelm, kind of being very anxious, and even some of the disorders at the higher end, anxiety, et cetera, will fall in that range. At the bottom of the range, when we don't have the capacity to handle all of that, and I'll show that what happens in the next slide, is the parasympathetic hyper-arousal. Now we're going into, we just are too overwhelmed, we can't manage what we have on our plate, and now we're going into shutdown, collapse, depression, dissociation, like I'm here, but I'm not, I'm not